And we're live. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Asher Cowan. I'm the CEO of Dr. Cowan's Garden, and today we are making chicken tikka marsala, or chicken tikka marsala. So, and we're going to pair that with our Carolina Gold rice. I am here again today with my daughter and co-star Amia, and she's going to help me cook today. So let's get started. Let's first heat up our pan. And for everyone, if you're new to us, we are making one of the meals from our meal plan. It is the Wednesday meal from the meal plan that we sent out last week. We send out a meal plan every week, which includes recipes, dinner recipes for the entire week, plus a shopping list. So it gives you everything that you need right in front of you to accomplish your meal plan for the week. So we hope that it adds a lot of value to your life by taking away some of the maybe stress or work that's involved in planning and then preparing your meals. So let us do that for you. We give you the recipes and the shopping guide, and it has everything you need to do to execute on a meal plan. So right now we are live on Facebook and Instagram. I will be monitoring the chat on Instagram. That's at Dr. Cowan's Powders. And if anyone has any questions, please enter it in there and we'll get going. So let's check on our pan. And we got our rice going here. Let's keep that at low. Make sure it's still on. So the rice we want to basically cook down for about 30 minutes or so, just in water, salt, and I add some butter to it. I add butter and then let it sort of melt down to the bottom of the pan, and then it forms like a nice crispy layer at the bottom. So thank you again for joining us, and again, my name is Asher Cowan, and we're cooking chicken tikka marsala with Amia. So let's get some oil into our pan. Oh, so the first thing that we did is we marinated the chicken. So, well, we cut the chicken up, marinated it in some spices and yogurt, and we're gonna first sort of sear the chicken, take it out, let it rest a little bit, cook down the rest of the ingredients, and then we'll be done. And then put the chicken back in, and then finish it off all together. So let's get some oil into the pan and our chicken into the pan. So let's be careful as we dump that in. Maybe not quite hot enough. Get that nice sound going when it sears. There we go. There we go. And with these spices, you can sort of smell it already. We got garam masala, coriander, cumin, turmeric, and pepper salt as our spices. And we're going to sweeten it with a little bit of maple syrup. We also got some fresh ginger and garlic today to season it up. So I'm going to get another bowl, put the half-finished chicken in there when we're done, and let's get to it. So we have what are we making? We are making chicken tikka marsala. So this is the Wednesday meal from our meal plan that we sent out last week. On Thursday, we send meal plans out every Thursday, which includes 6 recipes plus a shopping guide. So you have everything you need to accomplish your meals for the next week right in front of you. We're hoping that it's a great way to sort of relieve some of the stress and pressures that making meals for you and your family entails. I know that it can take a lot, and so we're trying to help you with that. And so send them out every Thursday. That gives you kind of Friday, Saturday to shop for your ingredients and do any meal prep that you want to do. Maybe you want to chop some things in advance or something like that. And yeah, with hoping that it's a great way to add some value and ease to your life. So what powders are we cooking in today's meal? Good question. So we're adding some turmeric. This turmeric is grown in Hawaii on a small, sort of better than organic little home/small farm, and pepper salt. So the pepper salt will add a little bit of spice to it. And let's get these turned. Do you want to turn them? There we go. There it is. Why don't we do it together? I'll do this, you do that one. And it's okay if it sticks a little bit. So there's going to be some stuff on the bottom of the pan. Now you don't want to let it burn, but you don't want to let it go to waste, because we're going to add some stuff later on in the dish. We're going to cook everything in this one pan, and we're going to get up all the little stuff. You want to try this one? Maybe that's easier. There you go. All right. So we're not cooking the chicken through right now. So I think this is good for the first batch. So I'm gonna put the chicken in the bowl right now, okay? So we're not cooking it through right now. We're gonna finish it later. Right now we're just setting it aside. We'll cook the next batch and finish it later in the sauce. So normally the recipes call for, or are designed for 4 people, sort of a family of 4. I'm making more food because I have my team over today, and we're gonna have a nice dinner after this. But just so you guys know, recipes are typically designed for 4 people. So if you want to add or subtract based on your eating habits, I know I eat for about 3 people, so I always have to cook more for me. But yeah, so you know they're for 4 people. Let's see. All right, so what we're doing now, Mia, is we're letting them cook for a minute on this side, and then after they've cooked for a minute, then we flip them over. Okay? Do you want to help again? But we're going to let them sit there for a minute. Let's read the chat. How do I sign up for the meal plans? Good question. So yeah, go to drcowensgarden.com. There are multiple ways to sign up for the mailing list, but enter your email address on the site somewhere. Could be a pop-up or a newsletter sign up on many of the pages. Once you're signed up, then you're in. We'll send you the email meal plans every Thursday right to your inbox, and you'll have everything you need to execute on the meal plan. And very healthy, nutritious meals. I think they taste really good too. Designed by my brother Joe. He does a lot of cooking, does a lot of baking, recipe creation, really good at it. So I think that hopefully you'll like it. And all right, you ready? Yep. Amia, have you liked the meals that we've cooked in these? Yeah? So again, we're not cooking the chicken through on this first pass. We're just getting them a little bit brown, and we're gonna finish cooking them when we cook down the rest of the sauce. We also have our rice going right here. It's a Carolina Gold rice. That's probably my favorite rice, and it's just super silky and smooth. Really good tasting, good rice. Whoops. One thing about these propane stoves is they don't get as hot as you might want them. What do you think? Is it smelling good? Yeah. Really good. And it's okay if some of the stuff gets stuck to the bottom of the pan. Like I said, we're gonna pick that stuff up later on when we're cooking some of the other ingredients. All right. So I think this batch is done. So let's get this into the bowl. And I will do that like this. I can smell these spices already. There we go. Let's get another batch. Back here. So again, my name is Asher Cowan, CEO of Dr. Cowan's Garden. And we are making our Wednesday meal from the meal plan that we sent out last week. We send out meal plans every Thursday. Includes recipes, shopping lists, everything you need to accomplish your meals for the following week. We send them on Thursday so that you have time to shop and prep any ingredients that you may want to prep. And then it gives you basically everything you need to accomplish a meal plan. And what I do is basically do a cooking demonstration of what we're doing. And so this week's meal is the chicken tikka masala. And we usually send out a poll to see which meals people want cooked. And then I cook them. And along with my co-star and daughter Amia. And we also do it live on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is Dr. Cowan's Garden and Instagram is at Dr. Cowan's Powders. So thanks everyone for joining us. I also monitor the chat on Instagram, so if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to drop them in the chat on our Instagram live stream, and I'd be happy to answer them. All right, I think these ones are ready to turn also. You ready?
This is a lot of chicken.
It is a lot of chicken. Well, we have a lot of people here, so we have a lot of people to feed. And I'm hungry, so I eat for about 4 people when I'm hungry. Smells good though, huh? And again, if you're just joining us, we're making chicken tikka masala. What we did is we marinated the chicken in yogurt, garlic, ginger, turmeric, garam masala, coriander, cumin, pepper, salt, garlic, if I didn't say that, and ginger. Not sure if I said that already. And yeah, and now we're sauteing them. We're not cooking them fully, not yet. Obviously you don't want to undercook your chicken, but we're gonna finish cooking them in the sauce when it's cooking. Can you explain what wild ramps are? Yes. So wild ramps are sort of the genetic precursor to leeks. Sometimes they're called wild leeks. They're essentially little baby leeks that only grow in the wild. People have tried to cultivate them unsuccessfully. And they usually grow in like, wooded, damp, deciduous forest. And they're kind of a delicacy, especially on the East Coast. They're, pretty abundant in some places like the Appalachian Mountains and those types of areas. They have a sort of garlicky, oniony, leaky flavor. Really good, really nutritious, and they're only available for a very small amount of time. So once obviously the ground has to thaw and it has to be warm enough for them to grow, but once the temperature reaches 80 degrees or so, they start to wilt and die, and then they're gone. So only available for a short amount of time. We sell a wild ramp powder, and so that's kind of a way to extend the harvest beyond what it typically would be, which is only a few weeks. And really, it's kind of like a delicacy, one of our specialty powders. Not going to be used in this dish, however. All right, last batch. And we have another question. To get more greens into picky eaters, which powder would you recommend? So if you're just looking for greens, I recommend the low oxalate blend that has a blend of 3 different kinds of greens. That's the collard greens, dino kale or lacinato kale, and mustard greens. It's one of our better selling products. It's really nutrient dense. I think it tastes really good, and there's a number of ways that you can hide it. You could put it in a smoothie, you could put it in any type of baked good that your children would eat, any sauce, soup, or anything like that. And the other thing that we do that's somewhat unique is we actually cook the greens before they are dehydrated. So we dehydrate on low heat, but we also cook them before so the nutrients are more bioavailable, and it also makes it taste a little better. So we say that the proper way to eat greens is with a little blanch or steam, and the reason for that is not only does it cook the greens a little bit so that the nutrients are more bioavailable, but it also cooks off some of the bad stuff that's in there. And believe it or not, there are some bad stuff in raw leafy greens, namely oxalates, and so the cooking process removes most of them, cooks off some of the bitterness. And the way you can tell that is if you blanch if you blanch some kale and then drink the water will be kind of bitter and gross, but the kale will be a little bit more sweet and easier to digest. And so what's in the water is the oxalates and the bitterness that you've cooked off. And so that's how we recommend eating greens, and that one would go well with a lot of different things. The other one that I recommend for kids, especially if you're interested in getting vegetables into their diet, is the threefold blend, slightly sweet. And the reason for that one is it has kale and Swiss chard in it, so you have greens there, but it also has beets, carrots, squash, and beets, carrots, squash, kale, and Swiss chard. So you're getting all the different colors, all the different parts of the plant in one product, and that's really what you're looking for when it's in your vegetable consumption. You're looking for vegetable diversity. That's all the different colors, all the different parts of the plant. and that's within one product, and that's the threefold sweet. And that one pairs with a lot of things. You can add it to burgers, you can add it to spaghetti sauce, you could add it to pancakes, brownies, and really anything in between. And I find that it's a great way, you know, that one in particular is great for picky eaters. I really like Amia's hairstyle. Someone said they like your hairstyle. I want to say thank you. All right, I think this one's done. Apparently, and now I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil and some butter. Whoops, gotta get more butter. Can you throw that in the trash? And now we're going to saute our onions and carrots. My family loves threefold and we use it often. Very good to hear. I love that. Yeah, I use it a lot too. I use, you know, powders for pretty much anything I eat. You know, I use them. I really think of them as like a seasoning or a spice, and I just kind of add it to just about everything I'm eating. And we have a powder that kind of pairs with anything. And I'm adding the carrots as well. And so this is the time where if you see the bottom of the pan, you'll see that there's some brown stuff caked on there. That is a lot of the spices and a lot of the flavor there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're getting that up with the spoon here. So now that flavor goes from the bottom of the pan into what we're cooking. So we have our finely diced but not quite minced onions and julienne carrots, and I'm just all right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna let this cook just another couple minutes. You can see I'm getting all the stuff from the bottom of the pan. Let's add some salt. I used to be a patient of Dr. Cowan. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm sure he helped you out with whatever you were doing. And so see, if you're looking at the pan now, we've sort of cleaned that. All the flavor that was stuck to the bottom of the pan is now on our onions and carrots. So now we're going to add our ginger, about a tablespoon of grated ginger, and a couple of cloves of minced garlic. And we'll give that another stir. I can smell it. All right, now can you add the spices? So the first one is turmeric right there. Yep. Perfect. You can smell it. All right, the next one is garam masala. Yep. Yep. Nice one. And the next one is cumin, or cumin as some people say. Can you say hi for me? My name is Eva Chikowski. Hope I got that right. I'm not sure if I got your last name right. Eva Chikowski. I will let him know. And thank you for stopping by. And coriander. Whoops. There we go. Here you go. And then a little maple syrup. Add a little sweetness. Just like you, yeah. What is marsala? So this is masala. It's an Indian dish. And it's a spice. So this is garam masala, chicken tikka masala. You know, I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what it is. I just know it smells really good, and I'm sure it's going to taste really good. So marsala is a type of wine, and that's another, it's different flavor, but it's yeah, something different. All right, so now we're gonna add our tomato puree. So add, that's about right. And again, we're making sure to scrape up the bottom of the pan anytime that we're adding liquid and we have something and we're sauteing spices. We're making sure to scrape up the bottom of the pan. Make sure all that flavor gets back into the food. So now this is supposed to simmer. It's supposed to let this simmer for about 20 minutes. We're gonna cut that a little bit short. But that's what the recipe calls for. But we're gonna cut it a little short in the interest of time. Let's check on our rice real quick. That's looking good. Still need some time. And so let's let this stir a little bit. You want to stir? So again, my name is Asher Cowan, CEO of Dr. Cowan's Garden. We are cooking the Wednesday meal from the meal plan that we sent out last week. It's chicken tikka masala. And we send out a meal plan every week on Thursdays. It includes 6 recipes for the following week, plus a shopping guide. So it gives you everything that you need right in front of you to accomplish your meal planning, your cooking for the following week for you and your family. So it includes recipes, shopping list, and the meals are generally designed for 4 people. So adjust up or down based on how you eat. And we think and we're hoping that it's a good way to sort of take some of the stress off of what you're doing. We know a lot of people do meal planning, and this is a way to sort of help you out in that process. Can you tell us more about the turmeric? So yes, so the turmeric is grown on a little sort of farm slash organic homestead in Hawaii. It's in volcanic ash soil, and it's up at like a 4,000 foot elevation. So they're on kind of a mountain in Hawaii, and they also let it grow for 2 years. So most of the time turmeric is harvested after a year or even less. But these people let it sit, let it grow in the ground for 2 years. And so when that's happening, the plant is sort of mining the nutrients in the soil better. And it becomes a more nutrient dense, more flavorful product. And we think it's the best turmeric. It's the best turmeric that we can find. And we think it's the best turmeric out there. And so Hawaii is sort of the perfect place to grow it, and they do a really amazing job. And we get a lot of good feedback about it. So you can check out the product reviews. The smell is amazing, the color is amazing, taste, all that stuff. So yes, turmeric. Let's see what this. Can you talk about the preparation, soaking of rice? What's the cooking time for the rice after it's been soaked? So that's a good question, and the answer is it depends on the rice. For the Carolina Gold, it really doesn't need a whole lot of soaking. Usually about 30 minutes, and then it's about 30 minutes or so on the cooking time. Usually about 4 to 1 on the water to rice ratio. So if it's a cup of rice, it's about 4 cups of water. And that would be different than the Savannah red rice. So that is going to be a longer cooking time. You also want to soak that for longer. It's more of a hearty rice, and it takes longer to sort of break down and have the water soak in. And that one I usually cook for probably close to an hour. So this is going to get going really nice here. And I know it's supposed to simmer for about 20 minutes, but in the interest of time, I'm going to speed up the process and add in the chicken. Along with the juices and everything else. Let's put this over here. How is the milk going to be used in the recipe? So this is cream actually, but we're going to put it in towards the end, and that'll sort of give that sort of creamy texture and flavor. And adding it towards the end. So you know what else we should have done is we should have got a lid for this. Yes. So yeah. So it's going to be used at the end. And actually, we're getting close to the end, so might as well use it right about now. It's already smelling really good. And let's add the cream. So this is raw cream, which let's do that. Yummy. What are you thinking, man? Smells good. Yeah. So we're gonna let this simmer for another few minutes. Our rice is almost done. Let's check on it again. Yeah, it's starting to look nice and fluffy. So we're going to let this simmer, thicken up a little bit, and then it'll be ready to serve. So thank you again for joining us. My name again is Asher Cowan. I'm the CEO of Dr. Cowan's Garden, and we're cooking our Wednesday meal from the meal plan that we sent out last week. It's a chicken tikka masala. We send meal plans out every Thursday. Gives you 6 recipes plus a shopping guide for the following week. And then what I do is I do a sort of cooking demonstration so you can see how we're incorporating the ingredients, show you kind of how easy it is to accomplish all of this. And they're really nutritious, very good tasting. I love them. And it's a good way to hopefully make your life a little bit easier. And that's been our goal with this. And we do live streams on Facebook. That's Dr. Cowan's Garden on Facebook and Dr. Cowan's Powders on Instagram. I also monitor the chat on Instagram. So if anyone has any questions, I jump in there and answer questions. And we're hoping that it's just a good way to give back to our community, help them out with any meal plan, meal prepping, and cooking ideas. Also, maybe if you have children, good ideas on how to get vegetables in their diets, and hoping just a good thing all around. So let's get that over there. Down just a tad. I'm going to get a plate so I can start almost ready. Let's get a spoon for the rice. Gonna chop our cilantro for the garnish. All right, you hungry, Mia?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta take the meal right away.
I'm thinking about it.
I think you should. I would if I were you, because otherwise it's gonna get eaten.
And I'll do it for every time.
I would, because otherwise it's gonna get eaten. I'm usually hungry by the time these are over. And when I get hungry, I eat a lot. All right, I think we are ready for plating. Excuse me. There we go. That looks done. See if we got our crispiness at the bottom. Yes, we do. Perfect. Oh yeah, look at that. Crispy. There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about with the crispy rice. Once the butter drips down to the bottom of the pan, it'll crisp up like that. And that is like the best part of the rice. Alright, we got a nice one here. hey, Justin. There we go. There we go. Chicken tikka masala. Here's a fork. I'm gonna take a bite. I wanna take it. Yummy. Joe hit another home run. Whoops.
Heavy.
I know.
And it's hot in the middle.
I know. All right. Thanks again for joining us, everyone. Again, my name is Asher Cowan, CEO of Dr. Cowan's Garden. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. I know Amia's going to enjoy the food. I know I will as well. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.